Let's go to the running backs. Chase Brown against the Browns just needs 53 rushing yards for a 1,000-yard season, Matthew, which is kind of shocking with the start he had for the first 6 weeks or so. But he's been fantastic in the second half of this year.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. He was part of my 0-7 run. He was so brutal those first 7 weeks. Him and Derrick Henry just killing me, and then only to be so great down the stretch. But yes, since Joe Burrow returned, and we've talked about this a lot, but since Joe Burrow returned, Chase Brown's been everything you drafted him to be and so much more. He's the third best running back in fantasy. He's averaging almost 20 touches a game. He's got a 14% target share in that stretch. He's got 7 touchdowns, averaging 23 fantasy points per game. And now you get the Browns, who have suddenly fallen off the cliff. And whether it is because of injuries or because they are selling out, just trying to get Myles Garrett that record, either way, over the last month, the Browns give up 137 rushing yards per game to opposing running backs, over 5 yards per carry as well. You can run on Cleveland. Like we saw Tony Pollard run all over them. So certainly Chase Brown should have a big game against a Browns team that gives up over 28 fantasy points per game to opposing backfields over the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, also Defensive Rookie of the Year elect Carson Schwarzenegger hasn't been practicing this week. He was carrying his body around at the end of the Steelers game, and he's been one of the best run-stopping linebackers in the league.
Without a doubt. R.J. Harvey also on the list here as RB16 here, Matthew. The Broncos, they're playing for it all. The Chargers, they're playing for basically nothing in this one.
I mean, Jim Harbaugh said, they're resting the guys that we know about, that we care about in fantasy football. We know, like, Justin Herbert's not going to play. Some of their stars are not going to play. So it stands to reason that a lot of the guys on the defense as well are not going to play. So it's going to be a lot of backups out there against the Chargers. Meanwhile, Denver, to your point, has something to play for, so they should go all out. And that includes giving the ball to R.J. Harvey quite a bit. In the 6 starts since J.K. Dobbins was banged up, since he was injured, R.J. Harvey's averaging 17 touches a game. He's got a double-digit target share as well, and he's been the 10th best running back in fantasy football since J.K. Dobbins was hurt. So, getting a lot of work and a good matchup here as well. The most important part here, by the way, about R.J. Harvey has been that since Week 11, he keeps getting work when they get in close. He's 7th in red zone touches per game since Week 11, right? He's had at least 4 red zone touches in 4 of the past 6. They get in close. They like to give it to R.J. Harvey. He has seemed to find a nose for the end zone as well. We see him keep scoring. So, yeah, I'm at running back 16 in a game in which the Broncos should be trying and the Chargers should not.
All right, that brings us to the hate list where Amarian Hampton is on here, Matthew. Not only were we talking about the rest with the Chargers, Hampton hasn't even practiced Wednesday and Thursday. So not only is it up for a question if he's going to play, but what are you getting for him if he even is active?
Yeah, I don't think you want any part of Hampton, although I don't think you're going to have to make that choice. Like I said, I think he is going to be inactive with a lot of the starters that they rest. I think he's going to be one of them. No team allows fewer fantasy points to opposing running backs than the Denver Broncos. They also give the second fewest rushing yards per game to opposing running backs. And, if you are Jim Harbaugh and you're resting starters, wouldn't some of the starters that you want to rest be whatever healthy offensive lineman you have left? I mean, it's, you're down to the sticks there, and so you kind of just want to keep whoever you've got out there healthy.
Yeah. Jay, this is kind of a weird one. You look at a Denver team that, their average margin of victory is still under 5 points.
Yeah.
The spread is 12.5. In theory, this should be a blowout.
Yeah. I think the thing with Denver is that with their defense in particular, I think it is more malleable to the level of opponent than your typical very good defense, where whenever the Broncos play an elite quarterback the past 2 years, they basically get torched. Think about what Josh Allen did to them in the playoffs. Herbert last year torched them towards the end of the season. Joe Burrow, I don't think he punted towards the end of the season. Trevor Lawrence, who has been playing at an elite level lately, put up 34 and the Broncos did whatever he wanted. But the flip side of that is that when they play bad teams and bad quarterbacks, they just suffocate them because the pass rush is too good. Satan is too good on the back end. Think about what they did to Jake Browning, who scored 3 points. Think about what happens to Justin Fields in Europe against them. And so this game has, to me, the vibe of Week 18 last year when they played the Chiefs backups and Carson Wentz, and they beat them 38-0.
Right.
So this feels like this is going to be like a 4-score type of win where Trey Lance behind maybe the worst offensive line in football going going up against that Denver pass.
I'm with you. I think there's reason to question how great they could be against the great teams, and the best part is we'll find that out in the playoffs, but they can tee off on limited quarterbacks as well as any defense in the league.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.